Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. Thanks for tuning in. Hold on, give me 1 second. Be right back. Gotta grab something. 1 second. Welcome to the Progressive Action TV show. I need you guys to share out the live. You know, as usual, we got a lot of important information to give out. Also, I like to start off the show with telling you how to donate to the platform. You could donate to the platform via Cash App. The Cash App is $ Progressive Action 100. And we have some things to talk about today. I mean, I don't know how people don't see what's going on, but just in case if you don't see what's going on, I'm going to help you see what's going on. So what I want you guys to do, I would like for you guys to first start sharing out the show. Share it out to your personal page, share it out to a group, share it out to Progressive Action, whatever transit Facebook group you in. No matter what union you are, share this into your union because all of this stuff is related. And really, none of these union leaders are too far apart. They closely knitted, mostly the same. And more than likely, what happens in Local 100 also happens within your union. So it's very important that you do pay attention to what's going on here, because what's going on here more than likely is going on where you're at also. Yeah. So the first thing I want to start off with is bring you guys up to speed with the PPP loan that Local 100 has taken out. They took out a loan for $2.8 million. They claim it was for to retain 398 employees. That was a lie. That was a lie. I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna get more into detail. Yeah, I'm going to explain more of this PPP loan stuff that I didn't explain in the last show. So it's very important that you guys continue to pay attention. This is not the same information. I'm gonna give you guys more clarity as to what Local 100 was doing. And just to show you guys once again, they using every dollar of the 2.8 million except $1 for utility. And we're going to get into that, right? I want you guys to remember the 398 employees retained, or whatever the case is. Let me make this a little smaller. Yeah, I want you guys to remember that because we're going to get into that. So this is some new information that I have researched regarding the PPP loan. So out of all the labor unions in the United States, there are thousands of labor unions in the United States. Come to find out that Local 100 ranked number 7 in taking out the biggest loan for a labor union in the whole entire United States. So Local 100 took out a loan for $2.8 million. And like I said, that was the 7th largest amount than any other union in the United States. So what is the significance of them being number 7? I'm going to explain to you guys. Now, these are the unions that came before them on that list. You see, I got Local 100 triangled off, circled off, whichever you want to call it. There's other unions that came before them, which ranked, that took out more loans than them. But I'm going to explain why theirs is more significant than ours, right? So you have the Screen Actors Guild, the American Federation of Television, and RA. They represent that union. That's for the actors and everything. They represent 160,000 people. The jobs that they reported to retain is 397. Now, that makes sense. There wasn't no acting work really going on. Hollywood was closed. The television industry was closed. What's that? Broadway was closed in New York. There wasn't nothing going on in New York as far as actors is concerned. So we understand why they took out a loan higher than Local 100s. I think they took out $10 million, and I understand because their industry was hit very hard. So, and they represent 160,000 people. Local 100 represents less than 40,000 people. I want to make that clear. Local 100 represents less than 40,000 people. Now, the next union that came into play is the Michigan Education Association, which represents 120,000 teachers. All across the United States, schools were closed. A lot of people wasn't working, right? So we understand them taking out a large loan to sustain their union. Once again, they represent 120,000 teachers. You have Unite Here, which is located in New York. They are in the hospitality business. We know what happened to the hospitality business. We seen what happened to hotels. We seen what happened. The hotels was ghost towns. In fact, the hotels was used as shelters in New York City and across the United States to put the homeless, right? Now, they represent 300,000 people. Once again, we understand why they took out a loan. The next you have up is North Carolina Carpenters Regional Council United Brotherhood, which has 30,000 members. Now they have less members than Local 100, but we understand there wasn't no building going on across the country because of COVID. They didn't have supplies. It was hard to find supplies. The same way how it was hard to find masks, it was hard for certain unions to get supplies because the supplies couldn't have been made because the factories were shut down. So we understand why they needed a loan. Then you had the International Brotherhood of Boilermakers, shipbuilders. They represent 60,000 workers. We understand why they needed a loan, right? We understand why they needed a loan. Now you had the International Association of Bridge Structural, Ornamental, and Reinforcement representing 120,000 members. Once again, we understand why they needed a loan. I don't understand, and a lot of people don't understand why Local 100 needed a loan. They was number 7 on the list for $2.8 million. Now, this is the list in New York. When it comes to labor unions in New York, everyone knows that New York is a labor town, without a doubt. New York is a labor town, right? So out of New York, Local 100 came in second place as the largest loan getters for a labor union in the state. Second place. Once again, Unite Here represents 300,000 workers, and they represent the hospitality business, hotels and things like that. There wasn't no business going into hotels. We understand why they need the loan. Why did Local 100 need a loan? Now, I did some research. I did further research. The union, I'm gonna go back to this screenshot right here. The union claimed they needed the jobs retained was 398. I counted the employees that was in the LM2s from last year, right? I counted the employees. That number was only 116. It's 128 when you count the union officers. So I'm confused as to where this 398 employees came from when there are only 120, 128. Let me make sure that number is right. Yeah, 128 employees. That's counting the top 4 and the 7 VPs and everyone else that's on the LM2s. Only 128 people. If you was to combine the 2020 LM2s and the 2019 LM2s, you still will not reach 398 employees. Once again, what was the need for Local 100 to take out a $2.8 million payroll protection program loan? That's what it's called, to protect your payroll. And like I said last show, the difference between the 2019 LM2 and the 2020 LM2 was only around $73,000. I don't get it. Could it be fraud? You guys tell me. Could it be fraud? I don't know. I gave you guys the facts just now. I didn't make none of these numbers up. If you want to see these numbers, if you want to see the LM2s, I could email it to you. But once again, why did they take out a $2.8 million PPP loan, which was the second largest for any labor union in New York State, and was the seventh largest to any other union in the whole United States. When the union, first of all, they never stopped collecting union dues, right? They never stopped collecting union dues. Two, they claim on a lot of news programs that we kept the city running. So at what point did you need to retain jobs if nothing really changed between any other years and now? Even in the pandemic, you guys bragged and boasted, hey, we kept the city moving. We kept the city. Yeah, duh, we did keep the city moving. We didn't take a loss in union dues. And what jobs did you have to retain? But more importantly, I want to know who are the 398 employees. I think that when the E-Board comes back to fruition, they need to get a list of all the employees that the union is claiming and their titles and how long that they've been at their title. And are they even transit workers? There's questions that need to be asked, and they need to be asked as soon as the E-Board convene again after the summertime, because they take breaks during the summer. I don't care if they vote on it or not. I think it's ridiculous. It's not like we can afford not to convene. We need to convene every chance that we get. Hell, we need to convene 2 times a month. Meanwhile, they want to cancel the meetings, which makes no sense. Now, before I get into the meat and potatoes of this live, if you haven't shared out this live, I need you guys to share out this live. Once again, Facebook got me shadow banned, which means that when I go live, a lot of people don't get the notifications. The only way they could get the notifications is if you guys share out the live. You guys should want to share out the live because this is a lot of important information. This is a lot of important information that you guys should not skip out on, and you shouldn't deprive your coworker of. It's very important that you guys share out this live, and it's also very important that you guys continue to donate to the Cash App, which is right there, Progressive Action 100. Make sure you guys do that. I'm gonna get into the meat and potatoes of this live in a second. And if anyone want to join me on this live, you could do it via Zoom. I put the Zoom link in the Progressive Action group, so you could just click on that link. I will see you, and I will allow you on at the end of the show. For you to be on, you must have on your video camera. No video camera, you cannot come on the show. But for right now, I need you guys to share out the live, and we go get this. We go talk about why Samuelsen is now turning on Cuomo. So, if you've been paying attention in the media lately, this article had came out from the New York Post, and it says Governor Cuomo loses New York Transit Union support amid ongoing scandals. Cuomo stayed in a scandal. Scandals are not nothing new for Cuomo. Cuomo has scandals of taking money from the MTA, sending it to upstate ski resorts, raiding budgets, all types of stuff. Scandals are not nothing new to Governor Cuomo. But why all of a sudden is John Samuelsen now turning his back on his friend Cuomo? Or is this a big game? I don't know, but I'm gonna explain something to you guys to enlighten you guys more as to what I think could be the issue and what's going on and things of that nature. So, within that article, this was quoted in that article, and this was from, I think his name, Rich as a Party. He is Cuomo, I would say, right-hand man. He speaks up for Cuomo. He comes to Cuomo defense. He might be Cuomo PR person. But this is what he said. He said, Samuelsen is an extortionist who is trying to undo pension reform, said Cuomo spokesman Richard as a Party. We also understand he is a political supporter of Tish James, and she says she may run against the governor, and he wants more benefits in his contract. Everyone gets that. Now, I want you guys to let that sink in for a second. He said that Samuelsen is an extortionist. I disagree with that. In order for someone to be an extortionist, they must be fed. They must have power. Samuelsen can't extort the governor for anything. In fact, it has been the opposite way around. Cuomo has been extorting Local 100 over this past decade to the tune of over $300,000 for his campaigns, and we were getting nothing in return. That's what extortion is. Samuelsen is not powerful enough to extort the governor. Yeah, he may practice tricknology, but he's not an extortionist. He's not that powerful. I wouldn't even big him up like that because that's not him, right? Now, also, he said that we understand that he is a political supporter of Tish James, and she may run for governor, and he wants more benefits in his contract. I mean, I'm confused. When did Samuelsen just start wanting benefits in the contract? Because we got absolutely nothing from the governor. We got nothing from the governor. So at what point did Samuelsen start wanting better for the members? Was it when Cuomo became embroiled in all of these scandals? The nursing home, the sexual harassment. When did Samuelsen all of a sudden want better for us members in Local 100? He never did. And if it took him over a decade to want better for us members in Local 100, guess what? He failed us. He failed us. Now, it's mighty funny. It's mighty funny that in the same quote right here, he says Samuelsen is an extortionist who is trying to undo pension reform. No, Samuelsen is not trying to undo pension reform. Not at all. Because, and this is the facts. This is the facts right here. I'm about to put some facts on the screen. When we were hit with Tier 6, Samuelsen came out with this poster. And it says, your 2555 defined benefit pension is worth its weight in gold. So what Samuelsen tried to say was that all the other unions went to 62 to retire or something like that. And he said that we were able to hold on to our 2555 pension. Now, this is so untrue because I want to see where does it say, or where did I read that at? Let me see. Oh, he said, and it's in the paragraph. It's the second to last paragraph. I need you guys to read that. He says, every major city and state union except TWU Local 100 saw the age of retirement for their newly hired members shoot up. Even police and fire, normally immune to such assaults, saw their retirement age extended and pension benefits diminished. Now, let's put things in perspective. The NYPD and fire department, they went from 20 years to 22 and a half years. That's nowhere near the same of 2555. It's nowhere near 2555. So how is he even saying that it's the same? How is he even saying that we seen them go up, that it's the same? How does that even make sense? But once again, when Cuomo levied Tier 6 on us on April 1st, 2012, Samuelsen came out with that poster saying that it's worth its weight in gold. No, Nobody don't go to a war, get injured in the war, get your leg amputated, you get a prosthesis, a fake leg, and you say that fake leg is worth its weight in gold. No, you know it's worth its weight in gold? Not getting touched. Coming home the same way that you left. That's worth its weight in gold. Not, oh, you know, this happened and we got to keep this. No, it shouldn't have happened anyway. And then, not for nothing, it happened and you still continue to support the governor. So really, what changed between 2012 and 2021? I mean, not 2012. Let me back it up. 2009 to 2012 to 2021 to now. What really changed between Samuelsen and a Cuomo relationship? I'm going to explain it to you guys. Now, before I get into it, I'm gonna play this video by Samuelsen. I can't even tell them apart. You know, I'm gonna play this video by Samuelsen, and I'm gonna bring things into a clearer perspective for you guys. I talked about this a few months ago, but I'm gonna bring this into a clearer perspective for you guys. So listen to this video. I'm going to come back and I'm going to break it down as to what's really going on here. It's going to get deeper. So while this video is playing, or after it finished playing, I advise you guys to share it out because this is about to get deep. I'm going to show you guys how these technology masters play. Check out the video.
And I see that. And just with great curiousness, the same exact boss, Nacella, who I know for about 28 years, is the boss that spoon-fed your investigators to the 7 track inspectors that are now out of service, who happen to be Black and Latino track inspectors. And all 7 of the track inspectors that you investigated happen to be Black and Latino, but not all of the track inspectors happen to be Black and Latino. And Nacella, who happens to be embroiled right now in an EEO investigation and have a history of being embroiled in racist problems in track from the time I became a track worker, is the one who not only was involved in the installation of this Tesla device, but also is the one who spoon-fed your investigators, and your investigators gave that testimony right in front of me. I witnessed it. I witnessed that happen. So I'm curious. There's 2 things. One, why is there not a report recommending discipline and recoupment of money for the installation of a Tesla charging station that was done for the personal benefit of a supervisor who went and bought a Tesla, who all of them happen to be white, by the way. And then secondly, not only is there not a report, why doesn't New York City Transit Management know about it when Sarah Feinberg was just asked the question? And I want to refer back to one thing. You said in the media at Jamaica Long Island Railroad at that incident in October 2020 that there's zero tolerance. There's a zero tolerance policy. And just like you claimed in October 2020 that the wire didn't cut itself, the Tesla charging station didn't build itself in Linden, yet nothing was done about it.
So Commissioner, I'm going to suggest this. I'm going to ask the Inspector General to address your question, and let's cut off the discussion there. I don't think this is an appropriate venue for dealing with conduct or alleged misconduct with respect to MTA employees. I don't think it's fair.
Pat, he mentioned.
No, sir, I'm going to ask the Inspector.
And I see that, and just with great curiosity.
You guys, first of all, you see how Pat Foy know how to stay on code? You see how he know how to stay on code? We're not going to discuss basically racial issues in front of the public. We're going to go behind closed doors and discuss this because we don't want to discuss race. Notice how Pat Foy stayed on code. Now, since when did Samuelsen care about Black and Latino workers? I'll wait. Since when did Samuelsen care about Black and Latino workers? He said that this superintendent Nacella spoon-fed the track workers who got in trouble to the MTAIGs. And Samuelsen said himself, Black and Latino. And he also said that all the track workers are not Black and Latino. Why didn't Nacella, who has a history for racism, targeting Black and Latinos? Since when did Samuelsen care about Black and Latinos is the question I want to ask. And I'm going to tell you guys why he has been on a race rant these past couple of months. I'm going to explain to you guys, and I'm going to break it down, because Samuelsen is nothing but an opportunist. He's nothing but an opportunist. So here we go here. This is the future power structure of New York State. I want you guys to pay attention to what's going on here. This is the future power structure of New York State, and it's going to be led by Black people. Any coincidence why Samuelsen is playing a race card and he see what the battlefield is looking like? So right there we have Tish James. Tish James is the Attorney General. Tish James could order an investigation on Local 100. So what does Samuelsen do? Samuelsen know they embroiled in some fraudulent behavior. So what do? They coddle up to Tish James, and it's almost not a secret. Everyone see that Tish James is going to make a run for the governor position. So what is Samuelsen doing? Samuelsen is positioning himself. We have Stuart Cousins. She is the speaker for the New York Senate. She's in the red shirt at the top, right? We have Eric Adams. He's going to be the next mayor, Black man. And we have Carl Hesty. He is the speaker for the assembly, Black man. So you have all these Black faces are coming into power politically. Samuelsen sees that. And then Samuelsen is smart enough to know, in order to win favor of Black people as a white man, is to talk about other white people being racist. That's how it works. That's how it works. Samuelsen see Cuomo losing his luster. He sees it. But Samuelsen also see what the field is looking like ahead of him. Because this isn't about the members. This is about Samuelsen political career. Not he don't care about the members. Samuelsen don't care about the members. He talking about he knew this dude Nacella for 20-something years. You knew who he was 20-something years ago. Why are you now complaining that he is a racist? What is the significance of you being a race soldier now? What is the significance of you being, what's his name? John Brown? I forget his name. But why you want to be an abolitionist all of a sudden? Samuelsen, you are the people who you are complaining about. If you claiming that the MTAIG Carolyn Picorni is a racist, you are a racist too. You're no different. You knew that Black and Hispanic people are under attack in New York City Transit. This been going on way before I was here. It's nothing new. But all of a sudden, now you want to say it's a problem. All of a sudden now, he want to say it's a problem. It been a problem. The only thing that changed was the political players in the field. Black people is coming of power. Now, I need Tish James not to fall for Samuelsen antics. I need Stuart Cousins not to fall for Samuelsen antics. I need Brother Eric Adams not to fall for Samuelsen antics. I need Carl Hesty not to fall for Samuelsen antics. Samuelsen turned a blind eye to what was happening to black and brown people on this job. Not saying that it didn't happen to white people. But you want to know what? I keep telling y'all about this thing called collateral damage. I don't know how many times I have to tell you guys how collateral damage works. In order for them to get the majority of us, they're going to get some of you guys too. That's just how it works. Right? So when we see a union not really fighting for women's rights on this job, when you look at the demographics of women on this job, only 1% of women in New York City Transit are white. Only 1%. So the odds of someone white going through, a pregnant white woman going through the same thing here is more slim versus a black woman going through it. That's why they don't care. Why you think discipline is so high in New York City Transit versus Long Island Railroad and Metro North? Make no mistake about it, it's because of the demographics of the different agencies. Every time something happened in Long Island Railroad and Metro North, who the hardship fall on? New York City Transit. Make no mistake about it, it's because of the demographics. Now, all of a sudden, Samuelsen want to wake up out of his coma and say, oh, because black and brown people, black and Hispanics or whatever is being treated the way, whatever. Now he want to say something. He turned a blind eye to it. He was compliant in the way we were being treated on his job. Now he want to talk about it. Now all of a sudden he want to talk about it. Now he want to tell us he don't like Cuomo. Now he want to put up tweets like this of trying to bash Cuomo, and he trying to play a black woman against a white man. Like, we cannot allow this technology to go on. Tish James, you cannot allow this. Samuelsen he cannot bring you no votes in Local 100. I'm telling you. I want you to look at the mayoral primary. Eric Adams slid through slightly, and it's not because of Local 100. The people who voted for Eric Adams was because we like Eric Adams. It wasn't because Local 100 told us to go out and vote. Look what happened to Robert Carnegie. We like Robert Carnegie. Local 100 endorsed him. He lost his race. In fact, a lot of the people Local 100 endorsed, they lost. A lot of them. And the people who did won, they won on their own volition. It was not because of Local 100. You do not need this version of Local 100 because it's all a smokescreen and mirrors. It's all smokescreen and mirrors. So I'm not with him saying, hey, it wasn't you, it was her. Now, we're not going to go for that. You stay over there with Cuomo. That's where you need to stay at, because you ain't give a damn about us members for this whole entire decade plus that you've been in office. You haven't created any serious protection for us workers in New York City Transit. We seen it during COVID. We see it during discipline. We see how these arbitrations are panning out. So please let me know how you do not play a role in the racist culture here in Local 100 and the MTA. Because make no mistake about it. The union, in a lot of cases, and MTA management work hand in hand. I seen it what happened in my case. I seen what happened in my case. Now, I'm going to be very honest with you. I bash Cuomo, right? But let me see, how can I put this? Cuomo, I'm not mad at Cuomo, right? Because Cuomo is doing what's best, what he believes is best for his side of the team, right? Now, we have a union in place. Our union is supposed to be doing what's best for this side of the team. I can't be mad at Cuomo for doing management type things, but I can be mad at my union leadership for agreeing with Cuomo on his management type things. That's where my problem come in at. I can't be mad at Cuomo for being a man. Men don't get mad at other men for being men. That's not like, all right, that's Cuomo's stance. We go fight him. No, but not this union leadership. This union leadership get on their knees. They sit in Cuomo's lap. They do as he say. That's why I say that for years that this union leadership has had Cuomo best interests more than the members that they supposed to represent. This is what I'm telling you guys. We not mad at Cuomo. Cuomo is being Cuomo. And guess what? John Samuelsen is being Cuomo. That's where the issue lies at. Tony Utano is being Cuomo. That's where the issue lies at. And to be honest, I don't want to hear anything from any union rep talking about how you guys don't like Cuomo. Because you guys, hold on, yo, you guys covered for Cuomo also. You guys was out there holding up signs for Cuomo. You guys were saying Cuomo was the best person for the job. You want to know why? Because you guys got no backbone. Y'all don't stand 10 toes down. Y'all on y'all knees. And it sucks for us members to have union representation who represent us on their knees. That's what we got here. We have no stand-up people here at all. You would never catch me standing with this union administration for something, supporting somebody who don't care about us. It's without it's no doubt about it. Cuomo is not pro-labor. Anyone could see that. Anyone can see that. But you want to know what? This is where the issue lied at. This is the issue. We have John Samuelsen, who only care about his own political career. It's not about the members. The members is used as a bed. You know how they say, oh, it's a bed? The members are a bed for for Samuelsen political career. Utano, he don't care. Utano lose this election. He's retiring the next day. Utano is never going back to his tools again. Never again. This is what our representatives look like. This is what our representatives look like. Do this look like someone who was upset at Cuomo? I never seen a man blush so hard from getting kissed on the cheek. I never seen it a day in my life. Do this look like someone who now all of a sudden want to start a war with Cuomo, who don't like Cuomo? Samuelsen was smitten over Cuomo kissing him on the cheek. He was smitten. He grabbed him by the face like he was his woman and kissed him on the cheek. And he was smiling and giggling. Who does that? And you want me to believe? Matter of fact, I ain't even go believe it. But all of a sudden, you care about the members now. Where was you caring when Cuomo was grabbing you by your cheek and wanted to smooch on your cheek? I'm surprised you ain't called harassment. But this is what happens when we have representatives who represent us on their knees. What Biggie say? I'd rather live on my feet than die on my knees. They'd rather die on their knees. This is what our representatives look like. This is what it is. This is not a Photoshop picture. This was on the internet. How can we forget about this? How can we forget about this? Each and every single last one of those officers are accountable for the demise of Local 100. Every single last one of them. They smiling, they holding up signs. They was on Cuomo street team. This is what our representatives look like. They are on their knees. Look at this right here. Look at Chiarello. Look at Utano. Look at Earl Phillips. Another parade where they was with Cuomo. This is what our union representatives look like. They are playing with our lives. Look at this picture. They love some Cuomo. And this wasn't not too long ago. They love some Cuomo. This was before the pandemic. They love some Cuomo. You have J.P. Patafio. You have Tony Utano once again. You have Cuomo and you have LaTanya. I really wish LaTanya wake up. I really wish that she does, because she is a nice lady, and she has to wake up and see what's going on here. She has to wake up. But as you can see, where did this problem come out with Cuomo? Since when did they have an issue, a real issue with Cuomo? More pictures. Once again, Tony Utano. Smile on his face. What was Cuomo telling him? Why did Cuomo become such a bad guy all of a sudden? Once again, because the political playing field has changed. It is changing. And once again, in order for Samuelsen to feel the need to get the attention of black people, he feels the need as a white man to call out racism that he has been a part of for the better part of his career. For the better part of Samuelsen's career, he has been a part of racist tactics, colluding with the MTA on their tactics. He's not innocent in this. He's not innocent in this. I mean, let's think about it like this. If racism was such an important subject of his, why he never reached out to me and said, Tramel, let's bury the hatchet. Let's work together. Nah, because he don't want me to call him out. He don't want me to show how phony he is and how fake he is, because he's only going to fool the people who selfish, who don't care for the membership, which is mostly all the people over there. And that's what makes this whole thing so bad, right? Because you got people like Earl Phillips. You got people like LaTanya. And they sit there and remain quiet, knowing what's really going on in the union. And then when somebody like me complain, the first thing they do is say, hey, look, we got your people working over here. It can't be that bad. We can't be racist because we got black people working with us and we put black people on our slate or whatever the case is. Come on, man. That's the silliest thing I ever heard. And all of their slates, what they do, they don't put people in position because they good for the job. They put people in position for votes. So you will always see a Hispanic. You will always see a black woman. You will always see a white man. You will always see a West Indian in the top 4. They try to cover as many bases as they can in 4 people, right? So this is the first time that they didn't go with an Hispanic. But I promise you, somebody's going to leave within the top 4 soon, and they're going to be replaced with Hispanic. quite sure. Right? Now, like I keep saying, the platform is open to everyone. If they disagree with what I'm saying, I can't control who go use the Zoom link. Or they could email me and say, Tramel, I would like to come on your program to discuss some things. Let's have a talk. I'm more than open to that. I am more than open to that. Right? Because this is how it works. This is how it works. If I'm wrong, embarrass me in front of my audience. You embarrass me in front of my audience, guess what happens? They not gonna believe in me no more. But if I embarrass you in front of my audience, there's a lot to lose there. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to happen. See, look, this is what we doing. We going against the go along, get along gang. This is who they are. We going against the go along, get along gang. Whatever the president say, they do. They never listen. I guarantee you, these top officers probably disagreed more with their parents than they did Tony Utano or John Samuelsen. Guarantee you that. That shows you what kind of character that they are. It shows you what it is. It shows you exactly what it is. Now, I forgot to put something up. Let me see. Maybe I could put it up now. Because are you guys paying attention to what's happening in CED? Are you guys paying attention to what's happening in CED? You guys paying attention that they are contracting out the CED work and trying to spin it as a win? You guys know about that? I'm going to put it on the program. I'm going to put it on the program real quick. Because this is out of control. This is beyond out of control. And I just don't understand how they getting away with it. But you know what? You want to know what? That's going to come to an end. That's going to come to an end. Let me bring this into the show. So I want to show you guys the contract. I'm gonna show you guys the contract that the MTA put out to get contractors to do work on the HVAC units on the trains. Right? This is the actual contract. Give me 1 second. This is the actual contract. Now you guys tell me, how is this union fighting for us? For some reason, there's an attack on CED. First, they did it with the cleaners. They brung in all these contractors to do cleaners work. They stopped filling terminal car cleaning work through attrition. People retired. People got promoted. They didn't fill the positions. Next thing you know, contractors started taking the work. Now, when it comes to the HVAC units on these trains, contractors are taking CED work. How is that beneficial to the members? You know, you had division chair of CED, Matt Ahern, talking all this foolish stuff about white paper reports, right? See, they try to use all this jargon that they think that we don't know about, or they think that we're not knowledgeable on. You know, a white paper report. Only thing a white paper report is a plan of what management plan on doing. You cannot take a white paper report to arbitration. You cannot take a white paper report in front of a judge. You could actually Google white paper report. They think that when they talk to me that they could just slip anything past me. No, you can't. So he said, yeah, it's written in the white paper report. How is a white paper report protecting union workers' jobs? How does that work? How does white paper reports protect union workers' jobs? It doesn't. It doesn't. And look how much work they got cleared for. Look how much work the Go Along, Get Along gang gave out to contractors. 2,073 units. How is giving out our work to contractors beneficial to union members? If we keep going at this pace, most of our jobs is going to be contracted out. And once again, who's suffering? You see, ladies and gentlemen, the way that this works is that people don't care until things hit them specifically or things hit them directly. You got to pay attention to the whole field. If they basically contracting a lot of work out in one department. It's coming to other departments. It's coming. Are you going to wake up? Or are you going to sit back and wait for it to hit you directly? Because that's what it has come down to. That's what it has come down to. It's too many selfish people here. Too many people who don't care what's going on until it hit them directly. Meanwhile, we got Kiss Me Elmo over here blushing because the governor kissed him on his cheek. This is our union representatives, people. Representing us from their knees. Not standing 10 toes down. Not standing upright, but on their knees. And I challenge any one of them to come on this platform and dispute that. And I will run down everything that you have done from 2009 to the present time on how you sold us out as members. I'm not one of those people that you could walk into a room and start talking and think that I don't know the history. I'm not one of those people that you could tap me on my shoulder, but you over here and I look over there. I'm not one of those people. You cannot pull the wool over my eyes. You guys are not to be trusted. You guys don't care about transparency. Even going back to the PPP loan, even if they did everything on the up and up, why didn't they run that past the e-board? If we didn't run across that information, just imagine how much other information they got out there that they not sharing with the members. Can you imagine? Can you imagine all the other information they got out there that they're not sharing with the members? I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get it at all, people. I don't get it at all. Let me see if anybody on the Zoom, anybody want to talk on Zoom today. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, really, I get it. But I just don't get why the members don't care. That's what I'm confused on. Why the members don't care. Well, look, I need you guys to definitely share out these videos. Let me see what's going on YouTube real quick. Let me see. Let me see what you guys talking about on YouTube. Yeah. Definitely need you guys. Shout out to everybody on YouTube watching. I see y'all. We definitely need you guys to start paying attention, sharing out these shows, and start spreading the message. Start spreading the message. I'm gonna make it clear. It's only one team that's doing this on a consistent basis, on a high level basis, unapologetically. It's only one team. That's Progressive Action. Don't get twisted and confused with nobody else. If they doing work, they doing work. But we doing this on a consistent, high-level basis. Unapologetic, like I said. I need you guys to donate to the platform. The platform right there. Cash App, $ Progressive Action 100. If you have PayPal, the PayPal is Progressive Action. If you look in the link of this video, you will see something called Patreon. Hit that link, become a monthly donator to the platform. I would greatly appreciate it. And that will wrap up today's show. I am your host, founder of Progressive Action, Tramel Thompson. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.